I was kind of joking with Amy, and I said, not really joking, there's a little bit of reality here. I said, what am I going to tell your team? You're a rock star. They're so lucky to have you. So you guys, you do have a very, very special leader here. Amy and I met, oh gosh, it's been a while now. And when we were both trying to get out of a funk that we were in, and we have become good friends, and we share ideas all the time. And there's a group of us, Jules, that just share ideas. And Amy, quite honestly, is one of the ones that we look up to for ideas, because she does so much stuff. She does so much stuff, and she does a lot of good things for you guys, a lot of duplicable things. So a little bit, I'm going to actually almost reiterate some of the things that she tells you. But before that, I'll tell you a little bit. You might not know who I am, so I'm just going to tell you just a little bit about my background. So my name is Erge Ednu-fry. The name is Turkish. I'm from Turkey. And I am a citizen. I've been living in the States for the last 20 years. And I'm a Sapphire Ambassador. I started Plexus February of 2014. And I made Emerald in 14 months while working full-time, although I quit somewhere along the way. The reason I quit is my 9-year-old son got diagnosed with leukemia just as I made Ruby. So it became pretty clear that I needed to quit my job and stay at home. So I did, and I made Ruby, and like a week later, he was diagnosed with leukemia. So I went part-time with my job. I have a PhD in physics, and I worked as a research scientist at University of Texas Medical Branch. I'm in Galveston, Texas, Lake City, Texas. Hospital is in Galveston, Texas, and it's Houston area. So I tried to go part-time for a month. That didn't work out very well. In 1 month, I went into work 2 hours total. So I decided to go ahead and give in my resignation. So the day I made Senior Ruby, I gave in my resignation. It was a total of 2 months after making Ruby. And 2 months after that, while my son was going through really, really tough treatment, I made Emerald. I'm going to stop for a minute and say, you guys, I genuinely apologize if you're hearing background noise coming from me. I don't know. Amy, tell me, are you hearing anything? Okay. There's so much kid talk going on in the background, so I do apologize.
Mama first. We're just so thankful you're on here.
We got the Christmas tree up today, and they're starting to put stuff on it. So it's just, they're very excited about that. So there's a lot of talk going on. And I don't have doors on my office because it's supposed to be a dining room, and it's my office. Anyway.
Okay, that's the beauty of it. We're just so glad you're here.
Talk about no excuses there, right? I mean, hello. And anyway, I made Emerald finally. And I don't know, Amy, when did you join Plexus?
March 2014.
So you were probably not even, were you at the convention in 2015?
I was, yes.
Oh, okay. So, okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay, so yes, I was, I had the honor of giving the Emerald speech at convention in 2015. And the reason really that they picked me to do that was because what happened in my journey to Emerald, for one, once I made Ruby, it went very fast. And the other thing is, here I was somebody who number one, had a background in science, educated, smart, that was totally fine doing network marketing. How did that journey happen? So I got to talk about that. And also the whole no excuses bit. I'm going to dig deeper into that in just a minute. My life, you guys, I have 4 kids. My oldest daughter, she is 15. She's a surviving twin. She was born at 32 weeks. We lost her twin, and that's essentially how it was, an emergency C-section to save her and my life. That's how she came into life. And she has cerebral palsy, ADD, and epilepsy, very high functioning. And then I have a 13-year-old, the 9-year-old, and a baby who just, tomorrow is her actual birthday. She's going to be 3. So 4 kids, 2 career-driven adults that were in science, both of us. My husband's a PhD in physics as well. He works at NASA. So that was the life. And then, there's every single day is hard. Every single day. I've got so much stuff going on. My oldest daughter, I am now homeschooling for the last, we started last year, so this is our second year. So I homeschool my daughter. We've got lots and lots of doctor appointments, hospital appointments, etc. And, when you have 4 kids, that means there's that many kids that are getting strep throat and whatever and sniffles. And then you have that many kids that have activities, etc. Some are doing theater, the other one's doing horseback riding, blah, 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 blah. There's all this stuff happening. Why and how am I doing this is, well, for one, the why is I'm doing it for them, obviously for my family, right? And for that freedom to be able to do things. When I say I'm homeschooling, it's actually a private online homeschooling that we do that costs us a pretty penny. And I'm able to afford that. And the 15-year-old always wanted to do horseback riding. That's a pretty expensive sport, you guys. And we're able to afford that. So the why is there. And the how is, I always say, I look for busy people. I want busy people in my team because the busy people know that they don't have to find time. They have to create it. How many times do you hear from people, oh, I can't do this stuff. Oh, you stop tagging me and stuff. No, I can't do that event. No, I'm not reaching out to people. I don't have that many people I know, blah, blah, blah. I don't have time to go out and meet people. I don't have time. I don't have time. How many times do you hear that from people? And they'll get upset at you and they'll say things like, you just don't understand. You're staying at home. You're not doing anything. All you got to do is fix dinner and call people and get on Facebook. That's not really it. The busy people have so much going on in their lives that they know that every 5-10 minutes counts. So they don't waste time on small things. I used to watch TV. I used to watch shows. I used to play Candy Crush. I was the queen of Candy Crush, you guys. That's the first thing that went. I'm just going to be perfectly honest. I do not play games on my phone. I don't get on Facebook hours at a time just going, let's see who's that. Well, let me see what that Jewel is doing and let me copy paste that, put that here. I don't do that. And I don't recommend you do it either. Okay. Allocate. That's my first tip for you. Allocate 10, 15-minute slots if you can't allocate an hour a day. If you were to really able to be organized and allocate 1 hour, only 1 hour a day, you will be a jewel pretty darn quick. Because in that 1 hour, what you're going to do is going to be very, very intentional. If you do not already have a Frank's list written down, if I say, you know what, I don't know, Stacy, how many people are in your prospects list? You don't have to answer. But, if I call you out and I say, how many people are in your prospects list? You better know that number because it's in your head. It's written down on a piece of paper. You're using Facebook features for creating lists that you have a running Frank's list. And there better be at least 100 people on that list. And don't ever say, I don't know 100 people. I promise you, you know 100 people. And quite honestly, that list should really have 200, 300 people on it because you should be working every day to increase that list. So before you even do your 1 hour, whatever, every single day, you got to have your list, a running list. And then when you're actually working, doing IPA, what you're going to do is go down the list and start building relationships with those people. Hear me out. I am not saying you're going to message 100 people a day and say, hey, you want to try Plexus? Hey, have you seen my post? You want to get Plexus? That's not it. You got to pick people every single day to say, okay, 5 people, I'm going to go like, comment on their posts, These are non-Plexus people. They're your prospects. You're going to like their post. You're going to comment on their post. You're going to send a personal message to them and say, hey, girl, I saw that you guys went and saw the Polar Express train. That is so awesome. I've been thinking about taking my kids to it. What'd you think of it? Really, honestly, did you like it? Or, oh my gosh, I saw the family pictures you just posted, and how cute is your family? Oh my goodness. Or Thanksgiving is coming up. Message people and say things like, you know what, it's time to be thankful. And I was just looking through my Facebook and I came across your profile, your post, and I just wanted to say, I am so thankful to be your friend, that you are my friend. I am so thankful for you. I just wanted you to know that. You know what I mean? You don't have to be fake. That's not what I'm saying. Don't be fake. Things that you would normally tell people or you would think in your head, but you never tell somebody, say those things. Compliment people. So these are people that you already know. And then how are you going to increase your prospect list? I'll tell you what I do. I have created a brand. And what I mean by that, it's not like Nike, okay? What I mean is a personal brand I have created, which is, I'm funny, I have a sense of humor. So people know that I'll make them laugh. I have a really funny toddler. So I actually make her funnier than she is on Facebook, to tell you the truth. I'll post pictures of her and I'll do cute captions, etc. So I have a toddler. I'm a homeschooling mom, and I'm sciencey. So all these things are making me who I am. And then I'm a little crafty. So I used to build furniture, etc., do all those things. Now, when you go and look at Amy Paul and Bridget Ryan, and they'll talk about this too, that they have a brand. And you might think to yourself, what the heck? Do I have to go buy an RV and make 7 kids to get this kind of following? No, that's their brand. And then you don't say, do I have to have a kid with cancer so I can post pictures from Facebook, from the hospital on Facebook? No. What you need to do is find what it is that defines you. Maybe you like knitting and crocheting or quilting or whatever. Maybe you like cooking. Maybe you like painting. Maybe you like reading books. Do you see what I mean? Find people that have the same interests and lifestyle like yours. Because guess what? Those are really the people you want on your team anyway, if you think about it, right? And the people that you connect with, those are the ones that you really want to be also at the end of the day doing business with. So you're going to increase your following and network by connecting with people that have similar interests as yourself. Like I said, I have a kid with cancer, so I'm in a Facebook group that is moms with kids with cancer. I don't go on there and post about Plexus, obviously, but what I do is I build relationships with those women and then become friends on Facebook, then again build relationships, and eventually either they ask me, so what the heck is this Plexus? Or I reach out and say, hey girl, what do you think? Okay, so all of this is balance. All of it is balance. So when you have your 1 hour a day that you're going to spend on Plexus, and like I said, that can be 10, 15-minute chunks, it has to be intentional. It has to be increasing your prospect list. It has to be reaching out to people. It has to be following up with people. How many people message people and say, hey, are you interested in Plexus? I'd love to send you some information or something. And the person says, yeah, I might be interested. And then you message back and forth, and then crickets. And then what do? Nothing, right? Majority of the time, it's nothing. Well, guess what? You need to follow up. Even if you got crickets, you follow up again. And if it's somebody that you have built a good relationship with, you can actually say things like, dude, stop ignoring me. You can say that and give them a chance to say no. Go for the no. Because guess what? when you put people in a situation, in a position where they understand it's okay to say no. You're not going to get bent out of shape if they say no to you. You're still going to be their friend. But you got to know from the get-go when you're following up with them, whether it's a no or not. And that's the way also you get to yeses. We do, go for no challenges a lot of times. A lot of jewels do that. Why do we say go for no? Because guess what? It's not that easy for people to say no, right? It's not so easy to get that no when you think about it. So I want you to push for it. Get it out of people, because what might happen is you will actually build a yes in there. And then another thing people do is they spend a lot of time information. There's back and forth messaging or texting or whatever going on. And at the end, and then you invite them to an event or to a Zoom prospect call like Amy does, and they come to the event. They're so excited. They're commenting on everything. They're on a giveaway, and they're so happy, and they think this product is the bomb. And you're like, okay, here's my link. Go join. I can't afford it. How many times have you come across that? Well, that should have been the question you should have asked them in the first place. Hey, this is about what it's about $100 a month. Is this in your budget? Ask that question first. Or not maybe the very first question, but make it second or third, not till after you have spent so much time and built up your hope and given them all this information to end with dun, dun, dun. I'll get back to you after Christmas. You see what I mean? So, what else are you going to do in your power hour? Increasing prospect list. I'm reiterating. You're going to increase your prospect list. You're going to reach out to people, and you're going to follow up with people. Do those things first. Do those things first. Because once you do that every single day, it sounds so easy and it's so hard. It sounds so easy, but it's so hard because it requires discipline. You're going to be on Facebook. You're going to be on Instagram trying to do these things, and you're going to get distracted by seeing other posts or your team page or the other team page or the other team page and blah, 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 blah. You're going to get distracted. So you have to stay laser focused and say, nope, can't look at that right now. Nope. Oh, somebody tagged me. Somebody messaged me. Some team member wants to, no, they can wait. Everything can wait. This is your time, your business. Don't be a manager. It's so easy. You become a gold ambassador or like near gold and around gold. That's when it starts. And then you're like, my team sucks. Nobody's doing anything. And I'm giving them all this stuff and tag. Do this. Come on, girl. We can do it. No. I'm sorry. It's got to be, I'm telling you, until about Ruby, it's all you. And quite honestly, like Amy and I are seeing it now, even at Jewel, there's going to come a time we're going to be like, okay, we can't stop. You have to personally sponsor at least 3 people a month. Make that a goal. Make that a goal. How many of you have gotten the planner? I don't think many. You should be getting it. It's the 20th, y'all. It's the 20th. When are you going to get the planner? You see what I mean? It's the 20th. You should be going silver every single month. That should be goal number 1. Your team will follow you. You lead by example. If you're not doing it, why should they? Stop telling people what to do. Do it yourself. I do it all the time. I'm telling my team what to do, but guess what? I'm the first one to earn the planner on my team. How about them apples? I'm not just BSing. I'm doing it. Right, Amy? Right? I mean, I'm being mean, but I mean, I'm also known for that, by the way, being blunt. So the other thing Amy does, and it's amazing, these prospect Zooms that she does. You guys take that seriously. This is what everybody is doing that is going any place. There's no need to overcomplicate stuff. What happens a lot of times, and we all went through it, by the way, when we first start, we feel like we have to know everything about plexus. We have to know all the ingredients, ins and outs of it. And no, you don't have to know it. And you do not have to have a 40-pound loss testimony under your belt either. Just share your enthusiasm. Share your enthusiasm. You're so excited. You're doing this. Share that enthusiasm with people. We all know also stories are the ones that sell, right? So share stories. If you don't have a story of your own yet, then get on that prospect Zoom and let Amy share her story. And let people listen to that. And you can get people on there, and she gives you the wording too. You get people on there, say, ask them as a favor. Sometimes you can do that. Ask them as a favor. Hey girl, you make stuff up. I'm going for something, and my upline told me if I get 3 people on this Zoom, I'm going to be entered to win $50. So can you help me out and get on this thing, please? Make stuff up. You know, they don't know. Or Amy, give them $50 if they get 3 people on. I don't know, you know. So, and then I make up incentives just as I go. I'll be talking to somebody, and if I sense everybody loves a bargain, maybe because I'm a bargain shopper, I love a bargain. So I'm talking to somebody and they're dragging along. I know they can afford it, but they're just like, blah, blah, blah. Finally, I'll be like, all right, if you sign up with a welcome pack, I'll give you, if you get the triplex welcome pack, your edge is on me this month. You can do that. You can afford to do that. You know what I mean? Everybody can afford to do that. Look, somebody's jumping on the 50. You bring in the 3 people on the Zoom, she'll get you $50. There. Next Zoom, Natalie, I want to see 3 people that you brought in. How's that?
Natalie's a rock star. She can do
Good.
it.
Done, Amy.
There we go. She's gonna. Sorry, Amy. Love it. Anyway, so I don't really, you guys, I'm just going to say it. There's no secret in this business. There's simply no secret in this business other than action. You have to take action. You have to do that IPA. This girl right here, everything she's telling you, listen to her. She knows what she's talking about. And just get people on those Zoom calls, send those messages, increase your audience, be positive in real life and also on social media. I stay clear from heated religious and political discussions. And I will tell you right now, I'm a diehard Democrat. I'm sorry. I am. I'm liberal as heck. But I didn't make a big spiel out of it. And I don't like it. I don't like people getting all bent out of shape over political stuff. Does that mean I'm a dingbat and I don't follow politics, or that I'm not spiritual? Of course not. But there are certain things I don't feel the need to blast out on social media, because I made the decision that I'm going to use social media to increase my business. And some people made the decision that they're going to use social media for their political agenda. All the power to them. I'm not judging that. They ain't going to be on my team. You see what I mean? That I made the decision that social media is for my business. And I am not going to judge somebody on their religious or political beliefs as a qualifier to be successful in Plexus. So I stay positive, which also means I don't post on there when I'm having a fight with my husband. Does it mean that I never fight with my husband? I mean, it's a lot less than Slim, let's just face it. But because I'm a peach now. But it used to be monthly. But that's like my testimony is the PMS, the big PMS is gone. But I still, of course, we still get on each other's nerves sometimes, but I don't, you see, there are people like that. They don't like their in-laws. I can't stand my in-laws. I don't post about it on Facebook. Why? That's an attention seeker. I don't need that. That's neediness. That's self-pity. It doesn't serve a purpose. It doesn't serve a purpose. Our business is about serving people, because that's where success comes in. When you take the focus off yourself and you go outwards, how can you help somebody else? That's when karma is a beautiful thing. It comes back full circle. So that's kind of what I have in mind. Floor is open. You guys ask me questions.
Thank you. I just love you so much. I love how real
Oh, I
you
love
are.
you.
And it's clear why you're such a rock star. I have a question, and then
Uh-huh.
you guys, if you want to use your chat, you can use the chat, or by all means, feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions. But I'll start it because I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So with you having a degree in your PhD in your science, so you must have been somebody, I would think, that would be intimidating to reach out to. So were you skeptical? Like, what was it that made you go for it, I guess?
I was not skeptical on the products. On the products themselves, I was not skeptical. I mean, I looked at the ingredients and I researched the ingredients. And because of the science background, I can read a scientific paper and kind of understand stuff. And also, my husband knows about supplements. So I took it to him and I said, hey, what do you think about these ingredients? And he said, it looks good. But when I started, I was breastfeeding. So I took it to the pediatrician and asked him, I said, what do you think? Can I take these products? And he said, yeah, I think you can. I mean, I didn't just go to him and I say, hey, can I take Plexus? He didn't know what the heck Plexus was. Why would I say that? I actually took the ingredients and said, hey, look at this, like the label, and I challenged him actually, because he said, yeah, it looks good. And then I said, well, it has Garcinia cambogia, and I'm a little iffy on that one for slim. And he had a really good point. The issue with Garcinia cambogia was, it suppresses appetite. So I said, and I knew it was 50-50, meaning 50% of people feel appetite suppression with Garcinia cambogia and 50% don't. And I'm actually one of the 50% that doesn't. Slim doesn't suppress my appetite at all. But I was concerned, if that passes through the breast milk, is it going to suppress the appetite of my baby? And my doctor looked at me and said, well, there's a really easy test for that. And I'm like, what is that? And he said, you just take it for a month and we monitor the baby's weight. And I said, okay. The baby ate like a pig and she was gaining weight like she was supposed to. So I continued. Now, so the products I didn't have an issue with. I had a serious issue with multi-level marketing.
Okay.
And I was like, no, absolutely not. And I am somebody that my sponsor, I was on her chicken list and I am her primary leg. And she bless her heart. Oh, she commented on everything I posted. She would send me messages and tell me how cute my baby is. I mean, oh my gosh. And I was this close to unfriending her on Facebook because I'm like, enough with your Plexus posts. But gosh darn it, those before and after pictures were getting me. And it came at a time when I needed to lose weight. That's how I started Plexus, by the way. It was really for weight loss. I didn't know anything else in detail about it.
How did you start the business then? Was it just you had good results and people started asking you where you want to like that?
No, I actually signed up as an ambassador after a 3-day trial. You know why? I am dirt cheap. And my sponsor happens to be somebody I trust so much. I do actually. I mean, I knew her beforehand. And that's really how she caught my attention too, because I had never seen her push a product before. I knew she was a crunchy mom. I'm not crunchy, but she is. So I trusted her. And when I said to her, after a 3-day trial, I was sold. I wanted these products, no question about it. And I went to her and I said, all right, what's the cheapest way for me to get this? And she said, hey, that's easy. Become an ambassador. And I said, hell no. And she's like, why? I said, I know how these things work. You sign up and then you don't make any money and then you have to buy stuff every dang month? And she said, no, this isn't how this one is. And you see, I looked at network marketing for 20 years. I wanted something to work from home. And I didn't sign up. I did sign up for Mary Kay at one point, but that's a whole different story. I did it for a month. I was making hats myself, like blingy hats. And I sold blingy hats to all the Mary Kay women for a month and I was done. It was like, there was a different agenda there. Anyway, but I, like the Mary Kay compensation plan, it sucks. I know it does. And all these other ones, they're horrible. And I looked at all the compensation plans and I was like, no. And she said, no, this one is different. This one really is different. And I wasn't still interested in the compensation plan, but I was interested in the agreement. What am I signing up to? And I did read the agreement and I saw that, okay, just $34.95 a year. I can cancel anytime I want. I can turn off a backup order if I need to. I don't ever have to sell if I don't want to. I saw all those things and I said, okay. So I signed up as an ambassador. Here's the funny thing. And I told her, I said, don't ask me to sell. Don't ever ask me to sell. It ain't going to happen. I made silver in 6 days. I made silver before my welcome pack arrived because I talk. And in the 3 days that I had the 3-day trial, you guys, 3 days of Slim. It was Slim and Accelerator. I didn't take Accelerator. I'm breastfeeding. So I just took 3 days of Slim and I noticed it. I noticed a change in my sugar cravings. That was it. Because I used to like spoon Nutella out of a jar and I noticed a change immediately. So I told people. I didn't post on Facebook. I told my best friend. And I told another really close friend. Then I ran into someone at my son's school and told them. And they said, not everybody is skeptical like me. They're not going to look up ingredients. They're not looking at the ambassador agreement. They said, heck, how do we get some of that? And I'm like, okay. They gave me a website. Hang on, let me find it, and then write it on a piece of paper. Here, go become an ambassador. It's cheaper. And they did. Why? Because they trusted me.
Right. See, guys, that's how easy it is. Seriously. I think we make it harder than it needs to be.
So people that go fast initially are the ones that already have influence. They are the ones that already have people that are trusting them. I wasn't fooling anybody. I was honestly telling them, I like these products. They're good, and they trusted me and they felt like, okay, well, what am I going to lose? $133.95? Okay. That's what it came down to. So then of course Plexus pays me, right? And well, once I made silver, my sponsor said, one post, give me one post. Please. I need you to post on Facebook one time. And I said, all right. And just to shut her up, I did and never looked back.
Wow.
Never looked back because then I got paid and then I was like, whoa. That's when I looked at the compensation plan in detail and I said, all right, I'll give it a year. And I did. And I am so thankful. I'm so thankful that I did because look what was in store. Look what was in store. Now imagine, here we are. 2 PhDs. Okay, my dogs are next to me going crazy. Sorry. 2 PhDs, steady, nice jobs. But you never know what can happen. And there went my son and, got leukemia. And bam, I really had to quit my job. You never know what's going to happen. All right, there's some questions in the chat box. Hang on.
Okay.
How... Can you give us an idea of how you approach someone you don't know about Plexus? Okay, so if I'm out and about, is that what you mean? Or I am friends with them on Facebook? Because it changes. Okay, let me give you both scenarios. So something I have started doing, and I highly recommend you guys do it too, is approaching people about the business and not the products. Not many people do that. And I didn't do it at the beginning because I was nervous about it. But instead, so I'll tell you, like, when you're out and about, look for people that look happy. They're happy. Don't look for the miserable people. Don't look for the ones that you're like thinking in your head, oh my gosh, she's so broke and she would do so good with Plexus if she had this. Or the garage sale site people, which, not to say, I mean, I have a couple of rock stars I found from garage sale sites, but I don't post on garage sale sites anymore. I just look for people that are happy, because those are the type of people I want in my team. And I just approach and say, I start up a conversation. I don't just go to somebody and say, yo, you want to join my team? It's more like starting up a conversation, complimenting them. Compliment people. Go up to them and say something like, oh my gosh, I love those shoes and they look so cute on you. Something like that. Start up the conversation. Or one of the ones Amy Paul said to me, and I'm like, yes, I'm so using that. Going to people and saying, you know what, I was looking around and you are the happiest person on the store. I love it. I want you on my team. What you got to lose? What you got to lose? So that's one way. Another way, about products, how you approach people about products. I listen to people's conversations like you wouldn't believe. I like eavesdrop on people's conversations. And if I hear somebody, doctor, stop. If I hear people complaining about being tired, or they're in line behind me and they're buying a Coke or a Monster energy drink or something, that's when sometimes I'll like make eye contact with them and then smile and look cute, and then say something like, have you heard of Plexus? And they're like, what? I'm like, Plexus, have you heard of Plexus? They're like, no, weirdo, what are you? And so, and then I just say, oh, it's a supplement company, and then we have this thing, it's pink drink, and you just drink it and it takes away sugar cravings, and it's just
You froze. Is it just me?
myself a friend request from their phone.
There we go.
Can you hear me? I send myself a friend request from people's phones. I like take their phones.
Yes,
okay.
I do that too. It works. Most people won't say no.
No, because they're so shell shocked. Like, what just happened? What is this? And then take a screenshot. And then you take out your phone right away and accept the friend request and take a screenshot, because you're going to forget who the heck you just talked to and what was their name. Was it Joe or Jack or what? Yep. And that night, send them a message saying, hey man, I'm so glad we got to chat today, that we got connected today. I haven't forgotten you. I'm going to send you some information. And then send them a testimony or something and start up the conversation. So that's how I do it in person. Now, I do send random friend requests to people on Facebook. I do. I mean, I'll either go friends of friends, or sometimes I feel adventurous and I'll just type in Jennifer. Let's see which Jennifers I'm not friends with yet on Facebook. And I always look at mutual friends. If there's any Plexus mutual friends, no, I don't want them. But, if there isn't any mutual friends, then I'll send them a friend request. And of course, I do it carefully, you guys. You don't do 20 of those a day, and then you'll end up in Facebook jail, obviously, if people report it. But then it's the same thing. I'll build a relationship, like if they accept it, and people do. And I try to increase my friends list by 5 a day. That's my rule. That doesn't mean I send 5 friend requests a day. I actually want to get 5 friends a day. You see what I mean? So that might mean that I'm sending more than 5 a day.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but still, I really don't go over 20 a day, 20 friend requests. It's just that it's sending friend requests that are... Again, like I go for if we're in a same interest group, or we have a mutual non-Plexus friend, things like that. Um, Now, and then I just build a relationship with them. I'll go like their stuff, comment on their stuff. And if we had mutual friends, I'll send a message and say, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request. I just noticed that we're both Julie's friend. And how do you know Julie? I went to high school with her. Something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I mean, I don't start talking plexus with those people. It's over time. And then I go watch their stuff. What are they posting? Like I find out, oh, she has fibromyalgia. How about that? And then I'll talk about gut health next day, just coincidentally. So, you know. All right. What do you do when a customer has issues with products, possibly detox? They aren't responding when you're following up, asking how everything is going, and then they turn off the auto ship. Okay. So I actually, when I first get a customer, I follow up very much. I follow up, but not to the point of drowning them. So it might be I track their package to see the day it arrived, for example, which is usually in 3-4 days. So I'll send a message saying, hey girl, it shows that your stuff is delivered. I just wanted to check. Did you get it? Yes, I got it. No, I haven't checked the mail yet. Okay, go check it. Hello. And then if they say, yes, I got it, it's like, awesome. Okay, tomorrow morning, here we're going to start. This is what you're going to do. So I'm very excited. And I don't send files upon files or 6-page instructions. I give like, here's what you're going to do for the next 3 days. And then they're like, well, what am I going to do with the pills? Don't touch the pills. This is what you're going to do for the next 3 days. And then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do after 3 days. And then after 3 days, I'm like, okay, how are you doing? And I do tell them ahead of time, hey, you're going to get headaches. You're going to get indigestion. It's all good. Drink your water, take a Tylenol. It's going to be okay. All normal. This is detox stuff. I set expectations low. Okay. And then I say stuff like, pay attention to your sleep. I want to know how you're sleeping. And then 3 days later, well, how are you doing? Well, yeah, I'm doing okay. I did have a headache, but I knew you said, suck it up. So I did. And so I'm doing okay. And then I'll say after that, okay, now I want you to take this and this, like probiotic cleanse. My instruction is to take them together at bedtime. So I tell them, okay, here's what you're going to take. So then, there comes a time. There are people that will respond, and as long as they respond, you can fix it. Now, the real question is, what do you do when they don't respond? It depends on the customer. If it is somebody I actually know, I don't just message them. I pick up the phone and call them. Or if I'll message them and text them and they don't reply, I call them and say, yo, why are you ignoring me? What's going on? Are you taking your stuff? What the heck? And sometimes I'll take the route of, I'm checking how you're doing. If they turned off their auto ship. I noticed you turned your auto ship off. What happened? Do you not like the products? Because if that's the case, I can get you your money back guarantee, right? That gets them talking. It's really follow-up. I mean, following up so strategically, like following the tracking, not giving too much details on how the instructions. I don't get carried away with the instructions that I give to people, because nobody reads those. I do the Candida questionnaire. Do you guys use that?
We need that actually.
Okay, just Google yeast questionnaire PDF. Look, I'm gonna find it real quick, and then I'll.
Somebody asked me for that, and I need to find it.
Here, I'm doing it. Hang on, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it on the chat box real quick.
Oh, thank you.
So this, I train my team on this, and when I say I train my team, okay, you're gonna find this out. Your team doesn't always get trained. You can scream something over and over and they still go do their own thing. And whatever. But then like they'll come back to you and they're like, I've got this person, and then they're saying that they're gaining weight on the products um, instead of losing weight. What should I tell them? Should they get on accelerator or whatever? Got it? And I just immediately say, well, what was their Candida score? And they're like, I don't know. I don't think they took it. I don't even help them till that Candida score is in my hands.
And do you have this written out for your team so they know what to do?
Yeah, I mean, I tell them, it's like before you sell anything to somebody, have them do the questionnaire. Okay. Like when we have online events, that is the first giveaway post. Do the questionnaire. And I love that. Yeah, that is our, like, we have an online event, let's say on Tuesday. On Monday, I post giveaway. Click on the link below and take the questionnaire, comment with your total score, and tag the person who invited you to the event. Right. And then boom, 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 boom. And I'll be given, let's say, a 7-day slim or $25 Visa gift card or something within the event. Because right then and there, this is how you're going to know what products to recommend. If somebody has a 200 or 180 or whatever Candida score, I'm not going to get them started on Slim and Block. They need to be on the triplex. Yeah. But if somebody has a Candida score of 50, I don't need to get them on the triplex. They're fine. They're doing just fine. They don't have all these issues. And it will tell you, by the way, when you'll ask somebody, well, do you have any, I ask people, do you have any medical issues or take any medications?
That's a good icebreaker too, because people love to talk about themselves if they really want to take this test.
Very good point. Very good point. You do want people to talk about themselves. And this is a good way of, hey, do me a favor and do this questionnaire. It is, it's just, in the way you say it is, like, it's just going to help me help you on what products to recommend.
That's awesome.
And this is true.
A good thing to say when you say, can I send you information? Hey,
this is what I do. That's exactly, this is the first thing.
Good.
I say, oh, I'd love to send you information, but do me a favor and do this questionnaire first, because it's going to help me to know what information to send to you.
Okay. And I copy that link, everybody, just so you know.
Okay. And then I say, you know, things you find out stuff. People tell you, no, I don't have any health issues. All I need is to lose 60 pounds. And you're like, okay, go do this questionnaire just for shits and giggles. Let's see what's going to come up, you know? And then they're like, and I have a potty mouth, by the way. Yes, you heard that, right? And so they come up back with a Candida score of 200. And I'm like, so you don't have any medical conditions? No, I don't. How are your cycles? You know, same as everybody else, I guess. Do you have a lot of pain? Yeah. Do you get witchy? Yeah. Doesn't everybody? Nope. That's not normal. That's not normal. So it's just an eye-opener for people too. Yeah. And then I say stuff like, okay, let's just be real. You're not going to drop a left butt cheek in 1 month with plexus. That's just the way it is. But we're going to get you healthy from the inside out, because all this stuff that you think you don't have, either you haven't yet been diagnosed, or they're going to come if we don't take care of these things. Yeah. You know, so let's get you healthy from the inside out. Give me 3 months. Give me 3 months, and let's get you fixed up, sister.
Yeah, I love that.
And then, and I do ask for commitment.
Forever with that. That's going to really help with people dropping out, knowing what to expect.
Ask for a commitment. Lower the expectation. Let people know. Don't tell people, just try it for a month. You'll get your money back. Sign up as an ambassador. Even ambassadors get their money. Don't do that. Ask for, a good 3-month commitment from people. Of course, they don't have to keep their word, but at least you're being honest upfront and telling them this is the expectation that, and then maybe they will lose 5-10 pounds in the first 2 months. And then it's like, yay,
Extra. Yeah, I love that. That is awesome. Well, it is going on 10 o'clock for us Eastern timers, and I know some people got to get up for work and school. And I appreciate you so much, Erge, for jumping on this call Wait, no,
Oh,
I said wrong.
thank you for having me. Of
Erge,
course. What an honor.
right?
Thank you guys. Really
Ah,
appreciate your time and appreciate you listening. And I will say again, listen to Amy. Seriously, you guys. I
that's
get
the
a
only
lot
thing
of
you got from
ideas.
this call. Just kidding.
No, I mean, I do get a lot of ideas from Amy, and she has some good ones. She has some good ones. So
Well,
pay
it's
attention
so
to
good
her.
to find power partners, sidelines, like
Absolutely.
share ideas with
Absolutely.
people. It's so
Yes.
powerful.
I think it is. And that's the one plexus culture. If you
Mhm.
haven't, kind of picked up on that, like Amy and I don't make a dime off of each other. And on top of it, I just cost her $50, I believe. But anyway.
I love it. I love it. It's so awesome just because, like you said, you don't get anything for being on this call tonight. She's taking her own time from her own family to get on here, help us. Like, what other company does that? And she knows I would do that same for her, and I've done it for other people. Like,
Absolutely.
we
Absolutely.
love to help each other. I just love the culture. So it's so cool. Thank you. All
All right. Thank you guys. Have a
right.
wonderful
Have
evening.
a good night. All right. Thanks, ladies. Bye.